What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day. We're going to go ahead and wrap up our Bob Ross comparative series. I wanted you guys to see the difference between playing solo and playing in multiplayer. And we're going to quickly discuss some of the major differences there. There are some subtle differences as well. And they've updated the game recently, but we're not going to really discuss the update so much as we are just comparisons between solo versus multiplayer servers. Okay, so first is the obvious one. You ain't got to play to know what it is. One, you're playing by yourself, always solo, and the other, you're either playing on a multiplayer server or you're hosting a server where you can invite friends in and have other people play. It's a big difference. I like both myself. I can't say there's one that I prefer over the other. They both have strengths and weaknesses, so I do like them both. I like the solo where you can build your own story, do your own thing. Everything in your build is done by you. But also like having buddies come in. It's fun to be able to joke around and talk shit with friends, and have them talk shit to you and have fun and survive the apocalypse together. So to me, it really depends on what you're in the mood for at that time when you're gaming. Do you want to just run solo or do you want to run with other people? Whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. Alright, so now let's actually talk about the gameplay. The biggest thing for me between the two is you don't get tired in multiplayer. So in solo, you get drowsy first, and for me that's a sign that I need to be wrapping things up and start heading back toward a safe house or somewhere where I can get some sleep. There are two certain ways to start a new character in Project Zomboid. One, to go out when you're really, really tired and fight zombies, or two, fight zombies when you're massively overweight. And of course, if you combine the two, you're really asking to start a new character. So to me, it is absolutely massive that in the multiplayer, you never get tired. Both, you have to deal with exertion. Exertion is something you're going to have to deal with regardless if you play solo or multiplayer. So there's no difference there. The huge difference is not getting tired and being able to basically 24/7 build your world and explore and work on your character and make them stronger. So I kind of really do like that aspect of the multiplayer. However, if I want to go for more of a realistic playthrough, then I would go solo so that you do have to sleep. That leads us to our next little discussion about some differences, and that's just with the traits you can choose. In multiplayer, you can't choose the traits like sleepyhead or wakeful. Sleepyhead to me in a solo campaign is kind of just nuts. I guess if you want to do a all negative traits build, you would do that, but you have to sleep enough as is in solo. I wouldn't want to make myself sleep even more. Typically when I'm doing solo, I don't do wakeful or sleepyhead. I just let those go. But in multiplayer, you don't have to worry about that at all. Those traits aren't available for you to choose. Another huge difference between solo and multiplayer is the ability to speed up the game. In a solo playthrough, you do have the ability to speed up your game, so you can take things like slow reader and then speed it up and it's not such a big deal. Whereas if you take slow reader in multiplayer, there is no speeding up and it is a big deal. So that kind of sucks. If you have to go through a lot of inventory and you don't choose dexterous, you choose all thumbs or something like that. If you choose all thumbs, you can't speed up if you have a lot of inventory you go through. A multiplayer, where in solo you can speed up doing your inventory with all thumbs. So that's being able to speed up the game really does help you pick up and decide what traits you do or do not want to use in solo and multiplayer. So you want to keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to speed up the game. So if you pick up traits that slow you down doing things, it is going to definitely slow you down in multiplayer doing things. You're not going to be able to boost yourself through that. Another difference with the multiplayer I guess it's not really comparative between the two, but with a multiplayer, if you're getting a group of friends, you can have like one buddy that has extended inventory management, that has a lot more inventory room, and then everybody else can take the debuff for points to have less inventory space, right? So they can just drop stuff down in front of where you want it to go or where they got it from, and the person in the group that has the extended inventory can come in and put the stuff on the shelf, or in the cupboard or whatever. You can pull from the cupboard if you have the low inventory trait, but you cannot add to it. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're building. Same thing with a doctor. If you have one doctor in the group, okay. First aid is one of those skills to me that I don't know. I kind of leave it at the end when I'm doing solo and multiplayer and stuff. To me, the whole point is not to get hit. You don't want to take damage. So it is a little more difficult to do the first aid. You're going to have to, strip naked and run through woods, or get a lot of weight on you, get tired and try to climb over fences and stuff like that real quick to try to mess yourself up. Or you can break glass and walk over glass if that's what you want to do, or you can break a window and not clear out the broken glass and climb through it. There are different ways to definitely hurt yourself in Project Zomboid. However, when you're dealing with glass, if you're not careful, you could get, deep wounds and stuff like that. And hey, if you are looking solely to level up first aid, then getting deep wounds will definitely help you with having to sew stuff up and remove stitches, and it's going to help get you more points. But your character is going to take more damage, and say you get deep wounds on your feet or something, you're going to be just cripping along until you can get that taken care of and wrapped up. So you want to make sure you work on that stuff kind of close to your base, and definitely not around zombies. Alright guys, well those are like the big differences between solo and multiplayer. And of course, I don't really want to get into the differences of having other people in your game and how they play and what they do, and the actions they take. Of course, that's going to make a difference, but that's going to vary depending on who you play with, right? So I don't really feel there's a whole lot of need to discuss that on this video. It's just, this series was just for you to be able to see the main differences in playstyle. And my plan going forward is to start the next series. I've already started it, doing a solo playthrough on a multiplayer server that I'm going to host, and I'm going to invite some friends in from time to time when they're available to play. It's sometimes difficult to catch up with your friends in the real world. Everybody's got different schedules and stuff, but hopefully when they have time and they can hop in and play, they can play. But if not, like I said, I like solo just as much as multiplayer. I really do like them both. They both have strengths and weaknesses, so I'm fine with that. But on the multiplayer server, I won't have to deal with being tired. So that's going to be really interesting to do and play through and see how that goes. And I'm looking forward to doing the series with that. So guys, I hope you found this a little bit insightful with this series. I hope it kind of helps you if you're not playing Project Zomboid, or if you want to get into Project Zomboid. I hope this gives you a little bit of information to think about. It's a very fun game. I recommend you getting it. Check it out on Steam. Put it in your wish list when it goes on sale. Pick it up if you want. It's, I think, like around 20 bucks. But I've got hundreds and hundreds of hours in the game, so it was well spent 20 bucks for me. I feel I've got my money out of it. I'm going to be playing Project Zomboid for a long time. I like the developers of the game. I like the game they built. As long as they keep working on it and developing it, I will be playing the game. But I appreciate you guys watching this series and watching this video. Any comments you have for me, anything you wish to add, please do it. I would like to hear back from you. I like reading your comments. You guys are entertaining and fun. I like to hear what you say. And I hope you have a great day, guys. Alright, later.